Yeah,
Cool. Oh, well, thank you for taking the time to chat with myself and Silver Tiger Media. It's greatly appreciated.
my pleasure, totally.
So, first off, congrats on releasing The Last Will and Testament. Uh, Absolutely incredible album. I got the chance to review it for Silver Tiger and could not stop playing it. It was just unreal. Um,
Oh, thank you so much.
how do you feel it's been received now that it's been out for about a month now?
Well, I've seen a lot of good, really great reviews of it, and of course that makes us really happy, you know. And some good album charts as well here in Sweden and Germany and some other countries. And no, it's exciting times. You've been working on it for such a long time, and it's been such a huge part of your life and digesting it and or recording it and everything, you know. So
How
it's
long did the
it's kind of
process
kind of
take
a
as well?
relief when you get pardon.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, it's kind of a relief to get released, and we were supposed to release it slightly earlier. So when we did the North American tour, we did a month
Yeah.
ago or something like that. We at least we played two of the new tracks, Paragraph One and Paragraph Three, and we noticed at the time because we started off the set with Paragraph One.
Yep.
Both of those tracks were released in digital formats, so the audience was aware of them, and they worked out really well live.
That's good.
And that also gives you a uh, good insight of what the album's going to be like. And they were extremely fun to play. It's fun to play the new stuff.
Well, that's
It's
always
more action packed in a way, like.
yeah.
And so yeah, it's all good, and we're happy about everybody who likes it, and
That's always a
can't wait to get out there and play more songs from it. Really.
well, yeah. I'm keen as hell for the announcement that they're coming back to Australia next year. So I've already got tickets for your Sydney Opera House show. So that'll be my first time seeing Opeth, which is
Oh, really?
pretty slack on my part for being a fan for so long, but just finally excited as hell to be able to see it, and then interested to see what songs you guys choose off the new album to play live. So excited all around. Um, but on the you mentioned that it took a while for the Last Will and Testament to come out. How long did the process for writing and recording take all up?
Well, writing the album took about maybe a year totally, perhaps. I think the first track was done. We got the demo. Mike sent me a snippet from Paragraph 7. That was the first track that was completed.
Yep.
And when I heard it in its entirety with the vocals, with the growls coming back and everything, it was wow, this is gonna be heavy, man. This is really cool.
Did you know that that
Uh,
was going to be a
yeah,
part
yeah,
of
we
the
knew
album?
about it because that element has been with us all the time
Well,
because
yeah.
we play a lot of those tracks live. And I noticed that Michael seemed to think it's fun again to do it. That he was commenting his own ability in that element of his singing. Like, wow, that was really guttural this night and stuff like that. I could tell, yeah, just the vibe of him that he was enjoying it again. And that's very important that if we bring the element back, it shouldn't be there just as a gimmick. It has to be a reason for it,
Mm,
not just waking. We knew, of course, there's going to be a lot of talk about it,
yeah.
but also it suits these songs and it also suits the concept. So it's not just about yeah a gimmick thing,
Yeah, no, that's
and and it also
um
makes sense after doing four albums without it, and it's always been a big part element of the band also.
yeah, of course.
But I think it's in a different way. But now I'm drifting away from your question. What was it?
No, it was just how long did the process take for recording the
Yeah.
album? But that's still it
So
still answers and gives a lot of good information. So thank you.
yeah, I mean, so the recording, the writing started probably not was what it to 2022 at
Yeah.
the end of 2022 when we were done with all the touring that we were obliged for. that we signed up for in Cloud of Venenum that we had to finish after the pandemic. But that was a good thing also because we had got to do 3 tours with our new drummer Valtteri
Yeah,
and
he's
see
a
how he worked live and get him in the machinery and in the band and get the good vibe, which is so important amongst each other. Uh, so I would say that's when the writing started, and it probably ended. It took a year about the writing, but we were starting rehearsing. The first track that was done was 2023 in June, and that was Paragraph 7. That's when Valtteri could start learning the drum parts.
yeah,
And then during that summer, a lot of the tracks were added on one after each other.
yeah.
So, and he had to, practice for 6 months before he nailed all the drum parts because the drum arrangement on this album is really intricate.
It's
And
absolutely incredible.
yeah, so he had to work his ass off basically. Just sorry about my French, but and then anyhow, the recording process started last year at Rockfield Studios again, but this
Yep.
time around in a bigger facility called the Quadrangle,
Yeah, okay.
where you have bands like Rush and Queen recorded, and also the last album with Heaven and Hell with Ronnie Dio, the Black Sabbath version of Ronnie Dio there. I
Yeah.
believe that was Dio's last recording ever.
Wow, that's cool.
Uh,
And you're a bit of a Dio
so
fan. That would have been pretty good to be in the same sort of
I,
spot.
I was stayed in the same apartment he stayed in because it's a residential studio.
Yeah, wow.
So that was a bit surreal. But anyhow, yeah, and then you had the mix after that. So we spent 3 times. With 3 times. We spent 3 weeks at this studio in
Yeah.
Wales,
Yeah, wow.
Rockfield, which is basically you live on a farm in the countryside. So you have sheep and horses and geese, and yeah, you walk to close little smaller town called Monmouth, and it's really beautiful, like a fairy tale kind of landscape. And you go to a local pub and have a beer, and then you walk all the way back because a lot of time you sit still in the studio, so you need to get out there.
Yeah.
Uh, you get fed there. You had these two ladies who gave us food every night, and they always gave us desserts like like uh, apple pie, but always put floating cream on top. So we were all like, so
Quite a feast.
we had to exercise a little bit
No, that's
so
fair.
we get our arteries going a little bit.
Yeah. Walk it back off. So,
Yeah, exactly.
where did the idea for the concept for the album come across?
Well, the idea was there from the get-go, but it got kind of morphed along the writing process, and I think Michael finished the lyrics in January last year, right before we went into the studio.
Yeah, okay.
But the foundation of the idea was there from the get-go.
Yeah.
But it really got a bigger foundation when we found out that Ian Anderson were gonna said yes to doing the narrations, for instance.
Yep.
Really, for me and everyone else, made more depth to the concept.
Yeah, wow.
And I think it comes from there was a track about battles between relatives inheriting
Yep.
a person on our previous album in Cloud of Venenum. But also Michael got inspiration from this TV series Successions.
Okay.
And but really the concept is not about them arguing on the album. It's more about the patriarch, this conservative father speaks from the other side of the grave through
Yeah.
his last will and testament to his
Yeah.
children. And it gets revealed they have another
Yeah.
relative, a sister,
I
who
loved
is
the idea. It was incredible.
who is yeah, she came about from the father cheated on his wife with the maid, and but she has some skeleton disease. So it's basically the children who's going to inherit get a lot of secrets revealed from them that they didn't know about, and there's poems and stuff like that from the father. So yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
no,
yeah, you should get the album and read the lyrics and get your
yeah,
own kind of story.
it's
Some people don't want me to reveal the end, and there's a twist in the end and everything. But yeah, I think it's cooler that you just
well, hopefully the viewers of the
digest it on your own. Yeah.
exactly they'll hopefully go, I've already done that, so I quite enjoyed it, but I'm hoping that whoever watches the interview will definitely go out and check out the album and go read the lyrics for themselves. Um, do you have a favorite track off the new album?
I think there are no fillers for me on this
No,
album.
at all.
They're all strong. All the 8 tracks are really strong, and they all serve a purpose to me. But I really, track number 4 is one of my favorites.
Definitely. I've
It's uh, it's a very evil sounding ending on it, and it's also for me being a guitarist, a guitar nerd. I get to play a solo after Ian Anderson plays a flute solo,
it's
which I didn't know. I didn't know that at the time when I did the guitar solo.
yeah, wow.
That was something that took place after he was actually asking, "Do you guys need a flute solo?" And what do you say? Yes, please. And luckily enough, that section before, because it wasn't planned for that, that really worked out for Ian to do a solo. It really just added on to the track. So
It's
I
I thought
had to pinch my arm before that.
paragraph 4 definitely gives it's a very Opeth song where you're blending, old Opeth sounds with new, more current. I thought it was, yeah, incredibly well arranged. So yeah, it's definitely up there for myself.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
yeah. So just getting onto the Australian tour. So it's been a little while since you guys were here in 2019. Is there anything you remember from that tour?
Yeah, but always a treat coming down. I mean, the crowd is always great, and they really appreciate also Michael's sense of humor. Seem to be on the same page, which is fun.
Very dry.
You never know what he's going to say. It's always improvised to
Yeah.
90%. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry.
yeah, there was a lot of great shows last time. It's I can't really pick out any moment now on the fly, but well, this time around, we're privileged to come back and play the Opera House, which
Yeah,
thank you, you have a ticket to.
I
But
do.
we
I'm
played 2 nights.
very,
We've done once
very
before, and I believe we were one of the first band with death metal elements to play there,
I
which is
think
which
that's,
is
yeah,
an honor, of course. And it's such an iconic place. You see it everywhere, and sometimes I see it on my TV, and my daughter, she's really tired of me saying, "Now, Dad is gonna say he played there again."
yep, that's fair. Do you have a
Oh,
favorite
getting
song?
older, everything is on repeat.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a favorite song in your, do you have a favorite song that you enjoy playing live out of all of your sets?
Well, right now it's the new stuff.
Right
It's
now, it's the
it's
new
really
stuff.
fun. Like paragraph 3 is really challenging and fun to play, and paragraph 1 that we already played. But well, the older stuff, well, we've been playing Black Rose Immortal from the very first album
Oh,
for a few
wow.
times, but well, we can't really do it now because it eats up such a big chunk of the set list. But
Yeah.
that was really fun to revisit that one because it's so long. It's 20
I
minutes.
was gonna say, yeah, to be about 50. Yeah. Wow.
So it contains about maybe 36 different guitar parts or musical parts. But for me, that you have to remember, and before learning, you have to consider it as 4 different tracks basically and glue
Yeah.
it all together.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, but I do enjoy one track I always enjoy playing is Demon of the Fall because we know it so well. I could play it
Yep.
in my sleep, and it's just
That
sometimes it's kind of relief playing something you have. The less you need to think, the better it is for me
so
live.
Demon of the Fall holds a pretty special place in my heart. It was one of the very first songs I learnt on bass to jam with one of my old bands.
Also,
And I've absolutely, yeah, ever since hearing that track, it's just been that's yeah, the top standard of Opeth for myself. So it's incredible to hear that that's, one of your favorite songs as well. Um, And so, just one of my last sort of questions for you, which is unrelated to Opeth, if you don't mind me asking. I did some reading that you recorded with Ghost for the Impera album. I just wanted to ask how that experience was.
No, it was great. It was a lot of hard work, many layers of guitars, like
Like,
some
it's an
harmony
incredible
parts. It
album.
was four-part harmony. Was Each guitar was tracked 2 or 3 times each, and
Oh, wow.
uh, I spent 6 weeks, 10 hours a day recording.
Far out. There's a
But it
fair bit
has to do a
more.
lot with the producer Claus and Tobias. They were a lot of the stuff weren't the arrangement weren't done. So a lot of stuff you might have put work into part and then it changed, it altered. So you have to do parts again, you know.
Wow.
And they were making up their minds during the recording process. But it was, it was different from Opeth. It was more produced, more like a session tool.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience, and I really admire Tobias. He's a good friend also. He's
Yeah.
such
But it's an
a
incredible album.
gifted
So,
guy, and the way he writes songs and his vision is very clear, like Michael's.
mm,
Uh, and yeah, it was a great experience being more like very produced. I bet I come up with some stuff, absolutely, but it was a lot of hard work. I remember sitting on that stool. My body was aching after all this time.
no,
But
thank you.
Olga, initially I was only supposed to play guitar leads, but
Okay.
I did when I came into the studio. The producer Klaus goes, "Do you play rhythm?" Yeah, most of the time I do. Yes. So I played the track Kaiserian,
Yep.
put on the rim guitars for that, and everything else, and then they just wanted me to do all the rhythms for that album,
Yeah, wow.
uh, like the acoustics, and there was a lot of guitar work, like melodies, acoustic leads, blah blah blah.
Mm. No, well, thank
So
you. Like, I was just, yeah, doing a bit of research before the interview, and I enjoy ghosts, and so then coming across that little tidbit, I thought I'd have the chance to ask, the man himself. But
I also played on the cover EP after Pantomime,
oh wow,
the Maiden cover, Phantom of the Opera, for instance, and also
yeah, wow, that's cool.
Thunderdome, Mad Max soundtrack relates
Yeah.
to Australia a bit. The Tina Turner, we did that one. You Don't Need Another Hero. That was weird because she passed away 2 weeks after we recorded that.
There you go.
So that was different when we did the EP. It was more less produced. It was just me, Tobias, and his engineer. So that
Yeah,
was a quicker session, only 6 days.
yeah, wow.
Less songs though, but pardon. But then I worked with Biff Byford from Saxon on his solo album called
Oh wow.
right after we did Incauda. If you haven't checked that out, it's called Schools of
Yeah,
Hard Knocks, and I'll do a guitar duo with Phil Campbell from Motorhead, and I got to write 3 tracks on it.
that's unreal.
It's called Biff Byford School of Hard Knocks. You might want to check it out. It
Well, Is
has
there is there
a couple
anyone
of
you
tracks
want?
I wrote on. Nick Barker's on drums, who played with Dimmy Borger,
Oh wow.
and uh, so it's a cool hard rock album,
Yeah,
metal rock. Yeah.
I'll definitely have to check it out. Thank you. Um, but so just lastly, the last question, what is important to you on a tour? What's an important thing to bring on a tour for yourself? Sorry. So, do you read? Do you game? Do you continue to write?
I was be- being pretentious and gonna read some stuff, but I never end up. I don't read. You're lying in the bunk like
No. Yeah.
Usually, I try to play as much guitar as possible because you have a lot of time to kill. So I do look up stuff. I need to, try to develop my guitar playing skills and look into some blues stuff or try to have an agenda to practice new things
Yeah.
that I know I can get better at. And but also I try to work out more and get out, move myself. And I'm getting older, so it's so important now. Otherwise, I don't have the strength to do these shows. So
No, that's
that has
fair.
been used to party more, drink a lot of beers, but taking it slightly easier. Of course, after every show, you want a cold one.
Of course.
It's the adrenaline rush you get on being on stage, and it's kind of difficult to describe if you haven't been there. But you play bass, so you know what I'm talking about.
Very
But
much.
you need a beer or something. But you don't have to. If I do like 15 beers, it's gonna affect me playing the day after.
Very
Could probably
much.
affect anyone.
Yeah, it's a good session. Well,
Yeah. So I mean, so you have to be aware of that. And but bringing a book has always been a goal, but I usually end up laying around just, unfortunately. But trying to get out and do stuff is important as well because you're in this bubble and it's healthy for you to go see something like do a touristy thing or whatever. Get
of
out there.
course. No, well, thank you again very much, Frederick, for taking the time to chat with myself and Silver Tiger Media. I can't wait to, well, unfortunately, got to wait a full year before I get to catch you guys in Sydney. So I hope you enjoy your Christmas and your New Year's.
Likewise, have a great Christmas and a happy New Year also.
Thank you. Enjoy
Looking forward to see you in Australia.
very much. Catch ya.